Hello viewers, welcome to Big Man Business YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about Serbia's top imports and exports. Keep watching, we got you covered. The Republic of Serbia, a landlocked country amid the crossroads of Central and Southeastern Europe, spent $26.2 billion on imports in 2020. This figure represents a 36.5% growth from 2016 to 2019, but a minus 1.2% decrease from 2019 to 2020. The Serbian dinar has appreciated by 7.3% against the US dollar since 2016, according to the average exchange rate for 2020, and has increased by 2% from 2019 to 2020. When converted into Serbian dinars, imports are comparatively more expensive due to the stronger local currency. In terms of continental imports, other European nations accounted for 3/4 or 72% of Serbia's total imports in 2020. If you're new to the Big Man Business YouTube channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell to receive updates on new business expert videos. For more international business news and updates, please visit www.bigmanbusiness.com. Serbia's import purchases were fulfilled by Asian trading partners in 24.3% of cases. Exporters from North America got 2%, Africa had 0.9%, Latin America got 0.7%, omitting Mexico but including the Caribbean, and Oceania with 0.06%, led by Australia, provided smaller percentages. With a population of 6.94 million people excluding Kosovo, Serbia's $26.2 billion in 2020 imports equates to nearly $3,800 in annual product demand for each person in the landlocked country in southeastern Europe. Serbia's top imports. The following product groups account for the majority of Serbia's import purchases in 2020. The percentage contribution of each product category in terms of overall imports into Serbia is also given. $2.7 billion in machinery, including computers, accounts for 10.4% of total imports. $2.6 billion in electrical machinery and equipment accounts for 9.8%. $1.9 billion in mineral fuels, including oil, accounts for 7.3%. $1.5 billion in plastics and plastic goods stands at 5.7%. $1.3 billion in vehicles accounts for 5.1%. $1.2 billion in pharmaceuticals stands at 4.7%. $676 million in iron and steel articles accounts for 2.6%. $605.2 million in iron and steel accounts for 2.3%. $556.7 million in paper and paper products stands at 2.1%. $508.2 million in aluminum accounts for 1.9%. Serbia's top 10 imports accounted for more than half, or 52% of the total value of its foreign product acquisitions. Pharmaceutical imports grew the most in value among the top 10 import categories, increasing by 30.4% from 2019 to 2020. Serbian imports of machinery, including computers, came in second for improving import purchases up by 17.7%, trailing Serbian purchases of electrical machinery and equipment up by 3.2%. Mineral fuels, including oil, are the worst affected category among the top 10 imported product categories, with a year-on-year loss of minus 29.9%. Serbia's top exports. The Republic of Serbia, a landlocked country in southeastern Europe with secure access to the Black Sea via the international waterway Danube, exported $19.4 billion worth of commodities around the world in 2020. This figure represents a 31.1% increase from 2016, but a minus 0.6% drop from 2019 to 2020. The Serbian dinar has appreciated by 7.3% against the US dollar since 2016, according to the average exchange rate for 2020, and has increased by 2% from 2019 to 2020. Serbian exports paid for in weaker US dollars will be relatively more expensive for overseas customers in 2020 due to the stronger local currency. According to the most recent country-specific data available, Importers in Germany accounted for 12.9% of the global total, Italy with 8.4%, Bosnia and Herzegovina with 7%, Romania with 6.5%, Hungary with 4.7%, Russia with 4.7%, Montenegro with 4.2%, the Czech Republic with 3.7%, North Macedonia with 3.7%, Croatia with 3.3%, Poland with 3.3%, and Bulgaria purchased nearly two-thirds, accounting for 65.7% of Serbian exports. Given Serbia's landlocked location, it's no surprise that Serbian exports are extremely concentrated, with 89.2% of the country's exports going to European countries and 6.1% going to Asian buyers. North America got 2.3%, Africa got 2%, Latin America excluding Mexico but includes the Caribbean got 0.3%, and Oceania headed by Australia received smaller percentages of 0.1%. Serbia's total $19.4 billion in 2020 exports equates to nearly $2,800 for every citizen of the southeastern European country, based on the country's population of 6.94 million people. During 2020, the following export product groupings will have the biggest dollar value in Serbian global shipments. The percentage share of each export category in terms of overall Serbian exports is also shown. $3.1 billion in electrical machinery and equipment accounted for 15.7% of total exports. $1.5 billion on machinery, including computers, accounted for 7.7%. $1 billion in plastics and plastic goods stands at 5.2%. $895.7 million in rubber and rubber products stands at 4.6%. $795.9 million in vehicles accounted for 4.1%. $752.8 million in cereal stands at 3.9%. $736.6 million in fruits and nuts account for 3.8%. $729.9 million on furniture, bedding, lighting, signage, and prefabricated buildings stands at 3.8%. $649.7 million in iron and steel account for 3.3%. $533.5 million in copper account for 2.7%. Serbia's top 10 exports amounted to 54.9% of the country's total export value. Cereals were the fastest growing export category among the top 10, increasing by 27.3% from 2019 to 2020, owing to increased overseas sales of corn, wheat, and barley. Fruits and nuts came in second with a 21.1% increase in export sales. Serbia's shipments of plastics and plastic articles grew at the third fastest rate, increasing by 5.3%. With a minus 28.8% reduction year-over-year, iron and steel was the greatest decliner among Serbia's top 10 export categories. Serbia's total exported goods account for 14.9% of the country's overall gross domestic product, which is $130.7 billion in purchasing power parity US dollars in 2020. In PPP terms, exports will account for 14.9% of overall GDP in 2020, compared to 15.1% in 2019. Although based on a short timescale, this shows that Serbia's entire economic performance is becoming less reliant on products sold on overseas markets. The unemployment rate is another important measure of a country's economic performance. According to Trading Economics, Serbia's unemployment rate was 9.9% in January 2021, up from 9.7% a year earlier. Belgrade is Serbia's capital. Thanks for watching this video. We are open to suggestions. Kindly drop your comments in the comment box and don't forget to subscribe to the Big Man Business YouTube channel. See you in the next video.